Everybody, it's time for Let's Go Fresco, and thank you for being here with me, Kyle Webster, your host. Now, it is May 4th, not really, it's May 5th, so happy belated Star Wars Day to all of you, and I'm glad you're joining me for this little session. We're going to try and draw a new Jedi, so this is just going to be a character design exercise, and I'm going to be doing this, of course, in Fresco. I hope that you were able to catch the fantastic work of Jay Schuster yesterday. If not, be sure to watch that replay. So fun to watch that man draw. So I'll do my best. I'm no Jay Schuster, but hey, I am Kyle Webster, so let's see what we can do. All right, gang, let's head on over to Fresco. So here we are. Now, if you're not familiar with Adobe Fresco, well, gang, let me just tell you that it's my favorite drawing app of all time. Why is that? Well, too many reasons to list, and this is a short show, but let's start with the fact that we have vector brushes and raster brushes playing together beautifully. We have live watercolor brushes and live oils. We have all kinds of tools that you are familiar with and love, such as clipping masks and selections and all the good stuff. But hey, folks, let me tell you what else we have. We have multicolor swatches, we have animation, we have perspective grids, vector shapes from Capture. Man, it's got it all. Hey folks, nice to see you, Misty and Becca and Gareth and Oliver and Rob. How are you? Hey Sam, nice to see you as well. Folks, if you're watching over on YouTube or Twitter, well, I am over here on Behance, as in to be or not to be .net/Adobe Live. be.net/Adobe Live. But watch wherever you like. Alrighty, let's get started. Now, I'm going to start with, believe it or not, a sketch. Big surprise there. Nice thing about the pencil in Fresco, if you haven't noticed, is you can draw a line that is fine, and you can draw a line that is fat. And this just depends on how you tilt your pencil. Okay, gang? So we're going to do a nice little sketch here of a Jedi character. And in my mind, I thought, there are a lot of different kinds of Jedis. I'm going to try and make this one sort of an alien Jedi, right? And for a pose, I'm thinking like, the really classic sort of one hand kind of facing us kind of thing, while the other hand is holding on to the old lightsaber, right? Because that is the weapon of a Jedi, so we're told, All right, so here's my idea. I'm going to have the body kind of like that. And I think we're going to have, I know what we're going to do. Since this is kind of like a alien sort of a character, we're going to give him an extra long neck. Extra long, there we go. And put the head up here, like that. Right? Maybe kind of like some eyes really widely spaced apart off here to the side like this. And a big, wide mouth. I love the alien designs in Star Wars. They're so nifty, aren't they? So many good ones. So many that stick out in my mind from when I was a kid. I'll give him some big ears here. Let's do that. See how that looks. Alrighty. So I'm digging this shape. And there we go. And then I think like some kind of cool, like a head piece of some kind, like this. And then we'll give it a shape that looks kind of interesting up top. Something like that. Right? Or maybe we split that like this. Okay, how's that look? It's kind of cool. I don't know, the eyes could be like huge maybe. What's that character, Greedo? I don't know what kind of creature Greedo was, but sort of like eyes about that big, something like that. And maybe some little horns of some kind, like that. What do you think about that? How's that look? Pretty alien-like, right? Give him that long neck. And we got one shoulder out here. Now, this is the thing about costume design. Like, I'm going to get to it, but first, I want to get the pose established. All right? So I went a little nuts there with the head. I just want to really kind of get that sort of worked out up front while the idea was in my brain. Okay. And now let's get to the rest of the body. So here, you know, the Jedis usually have these belts, and there's always layers. I like how things are layered. It's like a kind of a cloaky thing over, you know, a kind of a robe, maybe over something else. They do a good job with that layering style in Photoshop. So you give a belt here, and that belt can maybe have like some cool doodads on it. You know, figure that out. Maybe there's some kind of like reader there. It's got some readout, or it's connected to something else. I don't know. We'll figure that out. We're gonna have one leg with the knee right about there, pointing towards us, and we're gonna give this guy extra long legs. Make him a spindly dude. Okay? Spindly. Like that. What do you think about that? How's that? Cool. All right. And one foot there, and then we've got to have the other leg kind of moving back in space. Okay, so I'm going to put that other foot like back there. So we're going to have some foreshortening going on there, gang. Foreshortening is the name of the game. All right, and now, you know, with the robes, you can always do cool stuff. So I could have it like have a three-parter, like a middle part, and then a shorter part here. And that's like right there, flying behind the leg, just for some interest, right? And then we throw that other part over here. Okay? Like that. All right, that looks kind of okay there, I think. Make sure that that leg's gonna like get really moving back into space. Put that foot there like that. Bring this one out towards us like that. Alrighty. So far, so okay. I like it. All right. Gonna have some kind of a cape or cloak kind of thing going on here. And a lot of times they'll have like a hood, right? So maybe this is like a hooded kind of a deal. Right? That might look kind of more Jedi-ish. We can have that robe kind of do this. It comes up and over and under the belt there, and then hangs back this away, and maybe get some folds there. We can have that be even longer like this. That's what I'm talking about with like that layering sort of idea, right? Have it kind of puff out. And we gotta have that other arm back here holding the lightsaber, right? Looking awesome, says Misty. Wow, that's very nice. Thank you. Annika has joined us. How you doing, Annika? Nice to see you. Hello. All right. Let's get this arm up. I think this arm needs to be up here. I think we need to be like reaching more out towards the viewer, more extreme, right? So we can have like a big alien hand here. Like that. See what I'm talking about? Ta-da! I think that might be the ticket. It's a bit more dramatic, more exciting. Okay? See how this is shaping up. You see how we do it. And let's get now this other arm back here. Now it's moving away from us. Okay? And we're gonna just make this hand holding that lightsaber. Now, maybe it's one of those double-sided lightsabers. Now, I don't know. You tell me. I mean, do any of the quote-unquote good guys have those double-edged ones, or is that just the nasty folks? You tell me. I mean, I like Star Wars, but like, I don't know if that's a thing that, like, no, Kyle, the super fans come at me and they say, no. Only the nasty bad Jedi, or not even Jedi, what are they called? The Sith, right? No, they're the only ones who have those double blades. You know, if that's the case, then, excuse me, sorry about that. I think I want to give this guy like bigger ears, like kind of like this. Something like that. It's kind of fun. You know, you could play with the design. get it to be what you want. You don't have to commit, right? That's the beautiful thing about drawing like this. When you're sketching, you're just trying to figure it out. You do not have to commit. You can always change your mind, right? There, it looks kind of cool. Bit of a fish kind of a thing going on with this character, I think. All right, so if I have that lightsaber, it could be going like this way, all the way through the back like that. You know, that could be kind of nifty. We can size this down so that lightsaber will fit. We have one part right here. And the other one just peeking out. Maybe back there. Something like that. All right, what do you think about this pose? What do you think about what we've got so far? How's this looking to all of you? I like to have these billowing sort of robes. It's always pretty. It's always cooler when something is billowing, isn't it? Why is that? Why do we like that? Like with Batman's cape. It's blown out like crazy and just going nuts in the wind or whatever. We always want that to be what we see in the drawing. And then you think about it, like practically speaking, wouldn't it be tripping over that thing all the time? Right? Doesn't make any sense. But it looks cool, so we just roll with it. One of the things about comics, you can just, if something looks cool, you let it be. And you just say, yep, that's the way it is. You don't want to mess with the coolness factor, right? Got some pretty extreme foreshortening going on here, but that's totally okay with me. I don't mind. Sometimes, you know, even if it's not realistic, you know, you bend the rules a little bit for that composition to look cool and for those shapes to look cool, right? I'm all about that. All right, so there's that robe. It's coming over here. We're gonna have like a hood back there, the shoulder coming up here. There's that sleeve, and then popping out of that sleeve, we've got this arm reaching right out at us, like so. Okay, what do you think? How's that looking? How's that looking, gang? Hey, RB, thanks for joining us. There's a light side Jedi. Oh, there are light side Jedis that use double blade sabers. Thank you, CJ. Jaro Tapal and Kyle Kestis both do. And Bastila Shan. Man, holy cow, we got some cool Star Wars folks here who know what's up. I am not one of them. I mean, I do love me some Star Wars, but I don't know I really don't know that much. I just know enough to be able to like draw some Jedi. Right? That's all you need. Got enough knowledge to be dangerous, as they say. I know enough to be a little dangerous. My buddy John Hendricks, I bet he'd know. I bet he'd know. He knows. Oh my gosh, he had the coolest thing. He did with his kids, folks. He did a show, a Star Wars show. They would do it like, you know, like little episodes when the kids were young, and just so fun. That's a fun thing you can do with kids. You can make shows. You can do all kinds of things when they're still young enough to think that you're like pretty cool and they want to hang out with you and do stuff. That's a fun thing to do with your kids. But then suddenly you're not cool anymore, and your very existence is embarrassing to them. Just the way it is. It's not your fault. You're still cool to me, okay? All right, check it. What do you think? All right, let's do this. Bam. knock it back, make a new layer, and let's go for one of my faves. It's the Belgian comics. Yeah, I love inking with this. Check it out. So fluid, so fun. We're just gonna go for it, gang. This is like, whoops, I'm going like super fast here. I really just want to make a cool sketch. And this isn't going to be like extra tight or anything. It's just going to be a character study, you know? I'm going to throw, see, I'm going to change my design right here. It's never too late. Like I said earlier, you feel like trying something, just go for it. And I think these horn things are just going to be smaller, like that. And then I like these kind of like little, I don't know what you call these things, these like antenna or something. Those are kind of fun. And we're going to throw in this piece right there. If you haven't tried inking with this Belgian comics, you really should. It's so fun because it's got a kind of a spring to it. I don't know how else to say it, but it was inspired for me by the inking of Franquin and Uderzo, the Franco-Belgian artists I loved as a kid and still love and admire greatly to this day. They just did such beautiful fluid inking work. You know, if you ever read like Asterix, right? Or Petit Spirou, and these wonderful books. Let's get that belt. I'm going to move that cool like element off to the side. We don't know what that thing is, but it's something important, right? There we go. Maybe there's like a holster for the saber there or something. I don't know. Let's get that around the leg. And bunch up that fabric there. All right. One boot pointing towards us, right? And get this little piece right here. Flying back. Oh, you know, it'd be fun. How about this? it's always cool when there's like a shoulder kind of pad sort of element, you know? And maybe the cloak is like attached to that in the back. That's kind of fun. All right, and now let's get that other hand holding that lightsaber, and then we come over here and we just, even, you know, with a sketch this fast, I'm still trying to think about like, oh, what's the logical way for the fabric to bunch up and fold and all that stuff. I mean, it, you know, it's not perfect, but there's enough there to suggest, you know, oh yeah, that thing's happening, right? Okay, we're almost there, gang. Look, here we go. Wrap this around here, and we got that cloak sort of flying out the back. Okay, and look, I did change it up a bit, right? It's okay to change it up a bit from the sketch to where you get to doing that line art. Nobody gets hurt. You do not have to stick with the design and be so exact with it. It's fine to mess around with that a little bit, all right? Don't you sweat it. Well, what does that leave? It leaves our little, you know, little lightsaber action, right? So let's do it. Bam, bam. Boom, 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 boom. And out the other side. There it goes. And what should I do for the lightsaber? I think what I should do is make another layer underneath. And let's hide our sketch for a moment. And let's take a different brush. Why don't I head on over to the wet brush, for example. And go with a nice color here. And just try that. Zing. That looks pretty sweet. And that goes out the back there. Maybe you have to push that back a little bit. We're going to make it a little longer, even though that's not really accurate to how it would be. It's okay. All right, and we just erase away what we don't need, like so. And you know what? It's pretty much it, gang. You know, we didn't get around to deciding like colors and stuff. But this is the nice thing about a brush like this. You know, it's kind of wet and washy and just got a loosey-goosey feel to it. So very much like the sketch itself, you know, if I want to just knock in a bit of color, I can do so, right? I can. Boom, 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 like that. Put that in a sort of a bracelet color. And maybe this piece right here. And then we go for something a little bolder for that cloak there. All right, how's that feeling? Feel good about this? I do. I think we're in good shape. I think, you know, for something that we did in about 25 minutes, certainly could be worse. There you go, gang. Thanks for hanging out. All right, let's go Fresco. Hey, it resumes at normal time again in 2 weeks, so catch you then Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, be kind, and I'll say may the force be with you, and ciao for now.